What if a car looked more like a flying saucer than something you'd drive to work? In 1955, Japan introduced a tiny futuristic machine that seemed straight out of science fiction. The Fuji Cabin, with its bubble canopy, aircraft-inspired design, and ultra-compact body, it challenged everything people thought a car should be. Was it a practical commuter? Or an experimental dream on wheels? And why did this strange little vehicle disappear almost as quickly as it arrived? Let's uncover the story behind one of the most unusual microcars ever built. The Fuji Cabin was born in post-war Japan, a time when affordability, efficiency, and innovation were essential. Unlike conventional cars of the era, which mimicked larger Western automobiles, this microcar embraced radical minimalism. Its creator, Ryuichi Tomiya, envisioned a vehicle that combined the compactness of a motorcycle with the protection of a car. Inspired by aircraft cockpits and European bubble cars like the Messerschmitt, the Fuji Cabin featured a fully enclosed canopy instead of traditional doors. The goal was simple: create an ultra-light aerodynamic commuter that used minimal fuel while offering weather protection. It wasn't just transportation, it was a bold rethinking of mobility for crowded cities and limited resources. Underneath its quirky exterior, the Fuji Cabin relied on a simple yet innovative engineering approach. It used a lightweight tubular steel frame, designed to keep weight to an absolute minimum while maintaining structural integrity. This skeletal structure was then wrapped in fiberglass panels, an advanced material choice for the time, especially in Japan's automotive industry. Fiberglass allowed for complex curves and reduced manufacturing costs, aligning perfectly with the vehicle's experimental nature. The car's small footprint and minimal components made it easy to assemble, but also limited its durability in long-term use. Still, for a nation rebuilding its industrial base, the Fuji Cabin represented a clever balance between ingenuity and practicality. Mechanically, the Fuji Cabin was as unconventional as it looked. It featured a three-wheeled configuration, two wheels at the front and one at the rear, making it closer to a motorized tricycle than a traditional car. Power was delivered to the rear wheel, simplifying the drivetrain and reducing weight. One of its most distinctive features was the upward opening canopy, which replaced standard doors entirely. This aircraft-style entry added to its futuristic appeal but also posed practical challenges in tight parking spaces. The compact layout prioritized efficiency over comfort, and while it lacked advanced suspension systems, its lightweight construction helped compensate, making it surprisingly nimble in urban environments. At the heart of the Fuji Cabin was a tiny 121cc single-cylinder engine, sourced from Gasouden, a company with roots in aircraft engineering. Producing just a few horsepower, the engine was modest even by 1950 standards, but it was enough for the car's ultra-light frame. Top speeds hovered around 50 kilometers per h, 31 miles per hour, making it suitable for short city commutes rather than long-distance travel. There were no major performance upgrades during its short production run, and reliability was a mixed experience due to its experimental nature. However, its simplicity meant that maintenance was relatively straightforward. The engine's real achievement wasn't speed, it was efficiency, offering an affordable mobility solution during a time when fuel and resources were scarce. Visually, the Fuji Cabin looked like nothing else on the road. Its rounded, almost egg-shaped body gave it a friendly yet futuristic appearance. The use of fiberglass allowed designers to create smooth, flowing curves that enhanced aerodynamics while keeping weight low. Inside, the cabin was extremely minimal. Designed primarily for a single occupant, it featured basic controls and limited instrumentation. The seating position resembled that of a cockpit, reinforcing its aircraft-inspired design. Comfort was not a priority. Space was tight, and ventilation could be an issue under the canopy. Yet, for its intended purpose as a short-distance commuter, the design delivered a unique blend of shelter, efficiency, and visual charm. In practice, the Fuji Cabin was aimed at urban commuters, individuals who needed a cheap and compact way to navigate Japan's crowded cities. However, its real-world impact was limited. Only a handful of units, estimated around 80 to 85, were ever produced. While its small size made it ideal for narrow streets, its lack of power and unconventional design limited broader adoption. It struggled to compete with more practical and slightly larger key cars that soon entered the market. As a result, the Fuji Cabin remained more of a curiosity than a common sight. Still, those who used it experienced a glimpse into a radically different vision of personal transportation. Due to its extremely limited production, surviving Fuji Cabins are incredibly rare today. Only a few examples are known to exist, and they are highly prized by collectors and museums. Some have been carefully restored, preserving their original fiberglass bodies and quirky mechanical components. These surviving vehicles are often displayed in automotive museums or special exhibitions focused on microcars and post-war innovation. Their rarity has elevated them from obscure experiment to historical treasure. Each remaining Fuji Cabin serves as a time capsule, offering insight into a unique moment in Japan's industrial and creative evolution, when bold ideas mattered more than commercial success. Although the Fuji Cabin was not a commercial success, its legacy lies in its fearless innovation. It represents a time when engineers and designers were willing to experiment with radically different ideas to solve real-world problems. In many ways, it foreshadowed today's interest in ultra-compact urban vehicles and sustainable mobility solutions. Its influence can be seen in the continued evolution of K-cars and modern micromobility concepts. More importantly, it reminds us that progress often comes from bold experimentation. The Fuji Cabin may have been small, but its vision was undeniably big, a symbol of creativity during a time of rebuilding and reinvention. The Fuji Cabin wasn't just a car, it was a statement. A tiny, bubble-shaped vision of the future that dared to challenge convention. While it never became mainstream, its spirit lives on in every compact, efficient vehicle designed for modern cities. It's proof that even the smallest ideas can leave a lasting impact. If you enjoyed this journey into automotive history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about rare and forgotten vehicles. And tell us, would you drive a Fuji Cabin today?